All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be talking about injuries. One of the worst parts of sports in general, injuries. And I feel like in the last 24 hours, we got a lot of kind of big injury updates, and I just want to talk about them quickly here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitters, all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So we've got some kind of big injury updates in the last day, 24 hours, well, mostly yesterday and Saturday. I'm going to talk about it here in today's video. We're starting off with Zion Williamson. Shams reported about in the morning, I guess, early afternoon on Saturday, saying, quote, New Orleans Pelicans star Zion Williamson suffered a hamstring strain and is out indefinitely. Williamson will be reevaluated in the coming weeks. Zion has missed games this season. He's missed, I think, out of the 7 or 8 games he's played, he's missed 4 of them. So he's missed half of them. First game he missed due to illness. Then he's been missing games with hamstring tightness here, sore hamstring here, and now finally it is a hamstring injury, and he will be out indefinitely, which really, really sucks. Obviously we know the history of Zion Williamson since he's gone to the NBA. His injuries have been just a huge thing in his career. Obviously, that's been really kind of defining his career. Really, like looking at his NBA career, rookie year he only played in 24 games. 2021 he played in 61 games, which is pretty good. Did not play the entirety of 2022. 2023 played 29 games. Last year was his best year. Last year he played 70 games last year, which is amazing for Zion. And he had some good moments, even though I feel like it was a very underrated season. He saw some really good moments, but then it got kind of overshadowed because in the play-in game against the Lakers, where he's having the best game of his career, he gets hurt. Then he misses the rest of the play-in game, misses the entire playoffs. And now coming into this year, if you go back and watch my preview videos and preseason predictions and stuff, I was high on not only the Pelicans, I was high on Zion Williamson. I was thinking this after last year, the injuries can kind of not go away, but they're kind of settling down a little bit. Kind of like Anthony Davis, where his injuries are kind of settling down a little bit, and he's in a good shape, in a good spot, and I feel like he can have an All NBA. He's gonna have an All NBA type season and show everybody, hey, remember me? I'm Zion. You know, and I was really high on that, and I also was kind of high on the Pelicans a little bit because of that reason. And so far, it's been pretty disappointing for Zion. It sucks. And now he's going to be out for who knows how long. It says coming weeks. We don't. That could be for Zion. That could be 2 weeks. That could be 2 months. We really don't know with Zion. And even in the games he's played this year, in the 6 games he's played, it hasn't been great. I mean, he's averaging 22, 8, and 5, shooting 45, 33, 66. Like he's had a couple games here and there. He's starting to get better, but it wasn't all NBA type Zion that I was expecting coming into this season. And this has just been the story of the New Orleans Pelicans season. I mean, everybody on the Pelicans is hurt besides Brandon Ingram. Like, they're literally missing 4 starters. They're literally missing 4 of their 5 starters. They're missing DeJounte Murray got hurt in the first game of the season. Trey Murphy was injured before the season started, but it looks like he's going to be coming back like tomorrow. So that's good news. They're missing CJ for a couple weeks, Herb for a couple weeks. Jordan Hawkins has been in and out of the lineup. Zion was in and out of the lineup. Like, they're missing basically their top, 6 players are out. So it's gonna be really, really tough for this Pelicans team to climb up and stay consistent. That's just been the New Orleans Pelicans in general, and I'm probably gonna make a separate video about the New Orleans Pelicans because there's a lot to think about with this season and with this team and all this. But the Zion injury just really, really sucks, man. Really, because I want to see Zion out there. I really like Zion when he's out there playing. Obviously, no one wants to see him on the sideline, but it's just unfortunate that injuries have just been like the staple of his career, and he can't really get out of this. Like I thought this was going to be the year, but it's not. And there's a lot more conversation again about the New Orleans Pelicans that we're going to talk about probably in a separate video. But it really, really sucks, man. But hoping that Zion gets back as quickly as possible. Next one we're going to talk about is a smaller injury, not as big as the other ones we're talking about, but John Morant. Chris Haynes reported a little bit after that Zion injury report saying Memphis Grizzlies star John Morant will be sidelined at least a week after imaging revealed a posterior hip subluxation, along with multiple associated grade 1 pelvic muscle strains. I'm sorry, I can't read. But yeah, Ja basically is going to be out for at least a week with a hip injury. He got hurt in the Laker game where he took a hard hit and fall. This one isn't really worrying a whole lot. I mean, the Grizzlies have been playing without Ja, feels like for 2 years now, you know, but it's just really tough. They did get a win against the Washington Wizards the other day. So you got to get wins so you can get them, so that was cool. But yeah, Ja's gonna be out for a week. Nothing really major. But I want to talk about the Grizzlies because the Grizzlies right now, Desmond Bane is also injured. Marcus Smart is injured. They've already had a couple injuries on their bench, and the Grizzlies just have been their injuries have just been piling up. It feels like throughout the past years, it's just been piling up. When they were at the top of the West and winning 50 something games, they didn't really have a lot of injuries. I mean, the only injuries they had, I mean, they did miss Ja for a couple of stretch of games, but they won all those games basically. Weren't they like what 19-2 or something like that when Ja didn't play? Some crazy stat. And then the last year, then he had injuries, had a little suspension here and there, and then last year obviously had the big suspension and then the big shoulder injury. But it's just tough to see Ja, being hurt. It really is because when he's playing, he's one of the shows of the NBA. Arguably the best highlight to watch in the NBA when he's playing. So it really sucks. But the Grizzlies, I'm not worried about it. Especially if he'll be out for at least a week. Maybe that turns to 2 weeks. I'm not really stressing if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies, especially with the bench mob you have. Like I'm not really super stressed, and they're used to it. They dealt with it before, so I think they could do it again. And the final one we're going to talk about hits hard, kind of. It's came out of literally nowhere in the middle of the day on Saturday. Shams tweeting, Phoenix Suns star Kevin Durant off to an MVP caliber start to the NBA season. Suffered a left calf strain on Friday night. It will be reevaluated in 2 weeks, sources tell ESPN. Durant led the Suns to a first place start in the West at 8-1. But yeah, this one literally came out of nowhere. Literally had to happen on Friday. It's a Friday night, so probably during the Mavericks game, he got a little injured at some point. And this really sucks. Kevin Durant has had his fair share. I feel like calf injuries for Kevin Durant are just like normal. I feel like he's had so many, all of his injuries in the past couple years have been calf injuries, for some reason. But just really, really sucks. I mean, the Suns, again, they're top in the West, 8-1. They've been balling. I literally just made a short about them right when the news came out. I made a short about them yesterday. I'll go back and check that out. About them potentially being contenders. And now without Kevin Durant, it's hard. I mean, Kevin Durant has been amazing to start this season, especially in the clutch, which has been a key factor into them being this good, is that they have not lost a clutch game yet. And a lot of that is thanks to, Kevin Durant being Kevin Durant. But without KD, it's going to be tough. The good thing is, it's early in the year, you know, and the good thing is you have Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. Maybe Bradley Beal can kind of go back and unlock some of that Wizards Bradley Beal. They're gonna need some of his scoring. He hasn't been scoring the ball super much, but he's been very efficient and he's been playing good defense. Bradley Beal has, so they're gonna need a little bit more bucket getting. Devin Booker, we get to see maybe more. Take over Devin Booker, have 30 something points per game. And they still have some solid things around him. Royce O'Neal, I feel like has been really good to start this season. Maybe you throw Grayson Allen back in that starting lineup to be a spacer for Booker and Beal. Actually, no. Kevin Durant's the 4 now, so you got to put a big body in. Probably Royce. Royce probably starts now, or Ryan Dunn maybe gets back into that starting lineup at the 4. But they're gonna need everybody to step up. Obviously, the good thing is they got to such a great start. That they probably can keep it around a top 3, top 4 seed until Kevin Durant comes back. And again, it's early in the year. So you're lucky, I guess, if you're looking at trying to find anything bright about this, you're lucky it's happening in November than in like March or May, then March or April. So yeah, that's cool. But it's really, really sucks for KD not to be able to be there because the Suns have been so good and Kevin Durant has been so good this year that just like dang, it's just like from out of nowhere too. Like if we saw the injury happen and then we're like, oh, he's probably gonna be out, but just out of nowhere, it's all of a sudden like, oh, okay, Kevin Durant's not playing for the next couple weeks. It's like what? It's like literally just got ripped out of our hands. The Phoenix Suns being this good, but I'm confident the Suns can still be solid. I mean, again, they have Devin Booker and Bradley Beal still. This is why you have a big three, kind of. Just in case anything goes awry. If one of your stars get hurt, you still have 2 more, that you can rely on. So D Book and Bradley Beal are gonna have to, start getting buckets and gonna have to start playing like stars that we know they can play like out there in order for the Suns to keep this kind of record going or at least stay afloat until Kevin Durant comes back. But injuries suck. Injuries suck. That's what this video is about. Injuries suck. And the thing is, we can't really do anything about it. They're hurt. well, we gotta wait for them to come back, and while we wait, it's next man up for whoever's injured. For New Orleans, it's the entire team, I guess, has to step up. For the Grizzlies, again, it's probably the entire team, and for the Suns, I mean, obviously it's the entire team for everybody. For the Suns, D-Book and Bradley Beal, I feel like they're gonna have to really lock in, drop some 30-point games and have some big nights, and I'm very excited to see it. And yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.